We're going to move on to the next segment, which is a monthly roundup of news and topics that's been happening. So we're going to start with, what are we starting with? Carl Weathers.
The great
passed
Carl
away
Weathers.
at age 76.
Yep. So Mr. Apollo Creed himself played a huge part in that franchise. I loved his portrayal of Apollo. I don't think he had many roles in terms of roles that I'm exposed to.
Did you watch him growing up?
I know him mainly from Rocky and The Mandalorian. He didn't have a huge role in The Mandalorian, but I'd say his role as Apollo Creed was iconic and a huge part of that franchise. So yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. He said he died peacefully in his sleep, so I didn't actually give a...
What was the cause of death?
Cause of death. Moving on, Fury and Usyk has been called off due to Fury having an eye injury during a spar. Did you see the spar footage?
I didn't see the footage. I saw the picture of his cut.
Yeah.
Is it the same cut that he suffered against Otto Wallin?
I'm not too sure actually.
But it looked like a serious cut, so I understand it. But I think it's the third time it's been postponed. So growing a bit tired with that. Fury's kind of lost me as a boxer.
Oh boy.
I've wanted him to fight AJ for the longest time. I feel like I don't think he necessarily ducks fights, but he just makes it so hard to see the big fights, and ultimately that's what you want to see as a fan. You don't want people padding up their records with lower league fighters, and I feel like Fury's done that. If anything, he probably should have done that prior to the Wilder fight. But if you've jumped into Wilder and you've handled him 3 times, then I don't see the need for you to pad up your record. If you want to stay active, that's different. But you should have fought AJ a long time ago.
Did you hear the organizer basically said if one of you pulls out now, you get 10 million.
The other person
gets 10 million.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, well, I think that should be standard in any contract. If you pull out,
yeah, but what if it's for like genuine thingy though?
Yeah, but that's all part and parcel of how you look after yourself. If you're gonna be reckless with your life, then so this close. I think it was the 14th of Feb, wasn't it? The fight was supposed to take place, the original one. They've moved it to now May.
Yeah, it was around mid-Feb.
So it being like the 4th of Feb now, people would have booked their flights out to Saudi, their hotels. So yeah, I think there should be some sort of penalty clause in there.
Yeah. Interesting to see that fight though, when it happens.
I'm hoping for Usyk, just because.
I don't think Usyk does it though. I think Fury will do it.
I think he's got a chance, but
he's got a chance. He's definitely got a chance. He's a good fighter.
Fury's just annoying me lately.
In other news, F1 Hamilton to Ferrari in 2025.
Oh man, that feels good.
On a multi-year deal, and he's joining Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Team.
So this move actually mirrors his move from McLaren to Mercedes, I think in 2013. So he anticipated a major rule change for the sport, and being a manufacturer Mercedes, he took the gamble and thought, well, they've probably got more control over their production line and whatnot. So obviously the risk paid off, and I think he's hoping to do it again with Ferrari. I'm excited to see it, but I do have my doubts because I think like the last few years I've seen Ferrari crumble from within, not necessarily just losing it on merit. They're losing it because they've made stupid strategic decisions, driver errors, etc. So, and also there's that controversy. I don't think the engine was 100% legal in, I think it's 2019 or 2020. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it works out or not.
We used to watch it like a lot back in the day. Not as
much. Well, when it was on BBC, and then this is the annoying thing with like Sky.
Yeah,
I used to watch the cricket every summer on, I think, Channel 4, and then we won the Ashes, got popular, Sky took it. Used to watch F1 on BBC, got popular, Sky took it. So
everyone's an F1 fan now these days. Like even the people you wouldn't think, like people at work. Yeah. Football news: Klopp's leaving Liverpool.
Thank God. Great manager,
Great
but
manager,
I'm not a Liverpool fan, so
Yeah.
good news for United fans. But yeah, he will be a loss to the league. He was a good character, great manager.
He said, "My energy source is not endless." Meaning, like,
I
I
understand
think his
that.
general well-being is like diminishing.
Yeah, I think Pep took a break from the game for similar reasons against or from Barcelona,
Yeah.
and then I think from Bayern Munich as well. He took a bit of a gap.
I think there's a lot of pressure on being
Yeah, and
after.
they're like so focused on the job itself that they
Yeah.
probably don't.
You don't have time for like anything
Yeah,
else, really. But he's done a lot. He's won Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, like, and he joined
he's
what?
he's successful, but I think he's come in an era against Man City where they've been super dominant.
Super dominant, yeah.
But at the same time, are Man City playing by the rules? 115 charges. I can't wait to see what the result of that is. But something dodgy is definitely going on because they just seem to be sandbagging the case.
Tell the court what that was.
But yeah, I think back to Klopp, he just came up in an era where he's up against a super dominant team.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for City, he probably would have won multiple Premier Leagues by now.
He's done well.
Wait, hold on. Where do you think he's going to go after? Do you think he's going to take a job after, even if he takes like a year break or whatever? He said he's not
I don't
managing
think
in England again.
I don't think it. Yeah. Oh, did he actually say that?
He said, I'm not taking another English club.
I think he'll go back to Germany.
Bayern? Bayern's a bit of a boring case.
I think the Bundesliga is a boring case anyway, as it is.
Yeah, but
But if he wants to, like, just,
I can't see him at Madrid or Barcelona.
I don't think so.
So
I don't think he's going for the top now.
yeah, but he's
He
not
might
like.
go for like a
I don't think he's like 60.
no, but
So
I think
he's got plenty of managing.
I'm just
years.
going by what he said. Like, my well-being has been diminished. He doesn't want to be at that point again where he's trying to. Maybe he does, but to compete highly again for like cups and leagues and things like that.
I see him coming back to Liverpool. I mean, give it maybe like 5 years or so.
What,
I think replacing Klopp is going to be huge. One, their entire back room is going. Even like from the higher ups, the chief executive and whatnot. So it's a massive rebuilding job. But
Yeah.
in terms of who comes in to replace him, it's similar to the replacing Alex Ferguson era. And I think when it goes down, he'll probably be revitalized and he'll end up coming back and doing, even if it's like a 2-3 year stint.
Just to come back.
Yeah, I reckon he'll come back at some point. What other club is there? I don't see any other club being the pinnacle for him.
Yeah.
Even the Germany job, like, it's a bit of a poison challenge at the minute. They haven't got much talent coming through. Everyone keeps going on about Musiala, but you need like a squad of 22, right? Anyway, moving on.
In other news, Elon Musk, he's implanted a wireless brain chip in a human via his company Neuralink. He was waiting for clearance for about a year to do it.
Yeah, sounds dodgy.
It does sound weird. The chip's meant to restore motor functionality, and how it works is a device the size of a coin is surgically implanted in the skull with ultra-thin wires going into the brain and developing a brain-computer interface. The disc would register brain activity and send it over to the device as a smartphone through common Bluetooth connection.
Kind of like Doctor Octopus.
Oh, yeah. This could be the start of like a...
The Terminator era or something.
Yeah.
I'll be
Super
back.
and things like that. He said the first product called telepathy would allow people to control their phones or computers just by thinking.
It's like a cross of like an Iron Man suit, except you haven't got the suit.
Yeah, with the suit,
No,
you just got a chip.
definitely not.
Yeah, and then what if the AI goes wrong
Yeah.
in your head?
I mean, we're like
Zombie to it.
years away from this tech, I think, of like working properly anyway. But do we need it?
No.
What if it helps? He said it might enable people to overcome neurological disorders as well, which could be.
But I think you should look at what's causing those sort of issues, and I think after watching a few programs recently that we can talk about later, you'll probably find that a lot of it's linked to our lifestyle, food, the drugs we're consuming, not like recreational drugs, but even like normal drugs. I think that plays a bigger part into all these diseases that we're seeing, and fixing it or is more of a putting a plaster on the issue rather than solving the issue.
Yeah, it's not a permanent fix. Train strikes, Feb, March.
Yep, we were affected by it. This should have been a 2-hour show.
It's just.
It's frustrating because I don't tend to use it that much apart from work. So when I do use it, obviously you need it to be reliable. But it seems like there's always something going on, either a strike or cancellation. Something's broken down. I once was on a bus. Lady brought her dog on the bus. The dog took a poo. People complained. Bus driver said, "Okay, everyone off. I have to take it for cleaning." And that delayed me by like 15, 20 minutes. So it always seems to be me.
You know, it's been going on for three years. This dispute. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. It feels like it was like last year.
I've got mixed feelings on it because, like, I get that they're fighting for more money. They haven't had a pay rise and all that jazz. But then the fact that they're on so much more money, and a lot of them are on a lot more money than like nurses and stuff. I just feel, it's a bit of a backward world. Like, you need your nurses to be working optimally. You want them to be mentally capable or in a good space, basically, so that they can perform their job. If they're worried about finances, they're worried about other stuff, then inevitably it's going to affect their performance in the field. And
I think there's definitely argument for both. Obviously, one of the Mike Whelan, the general secretary of ASLEF, said some members haven't had a pay rise for 5 years.
Yeah, that's not surprising. But at the same time, if some of them are on like 60k, it's like, is that the worst thing in the world? I get that you're used to a certain level of lifestyle when you're earning that much, but when you compare the fact that nurses are on like 22k, 23k, it's a bit.
Moving on to some funner news.
Funner?
Funner. Is that a word?
No,
Fun.
more fun.
More fun news. The Tom Hollander story. So there's an actor called Tom Hollander, and obviously you have the actor Tom Holland who plays Spider-Man. And basically Tom Holland was meant to get a £1 million bonus.
Well, a 7-figure. We don't know how much it was.
Okay, yeah, 7-figure amount bonus into his account. And basically they got the name wrong, so they sent it to Tom Hollander instead of Tom Holland.
I think the issue came from them being repped by the same agency.
Yeah.
And the check got accidentally sent to Tom Hollander. So
imagine just getting $1 million, then you just.
No, but he couldn't cash it because it said Tom Hollander.
No, but like you just like.
Yeah,
you just get like $1 million like that.
I think he told the story of how he was like feeling good about himself. He was sitting in a West End show, I think, and he'd just done a job for like 30k. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm in a good place." And then he gets an email with a notification to say, we're sending your check through for X amount.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "What?"
He realised he wasn't getting paid that much.
Fair enough. Fair play to him.
And then final news. I don't think you've heard this, but my friend was telling me on the weekend, basically. You know Paul Anderson, the
director?
No, the guy who plays Arthur Shelby in Peaky Blinders.
No, I don't watch.
He was in Lift as like the Englishy guy with the tash.
Yeah, that's one of the films I fell asleep in.
But anyway, his character in Peaky Blinders is like a reckless guy. So he's like doing like all sorts of illicit activities and things like that. Basically, he was caught in possession of cocaine. Do you know what his lawyer said as a defence? He said, "Oh, he slips into character from time to time." How can you use that as a meme? He slips into character from time to time.
I wonder if that works.
Surely not. But anyway, that is the monthly roundup of news.